Hey, could you turn me down in the mix? Hold on, I should probably tune between songs. Can you turn the gain down? Too much gain. I don't like gain. Gain's dumb. Honestly, my real passion is bass. I love that our songwriting is collaborative. I just hate playing my own stuff.
Hey, do you want to track a solo?
I don't think this song needs a solo. Look, I know a lot of music theory. We should all get songwriting credit for this. Don't you agree?
You want some of this drink?
Sorry, man. I can't drink before I play. I need to be focused. Can you turn up the bass?
The bass?
Yeah. I need to start using the pentatonic scale more. You know, I don't think I've ever lost a pick. Sorry, ladies. I can't hang out. Gotta practice. I have way too many guitars. Should have played bass. Psh, my girlfriend doesn't pay my bills. Who's Jimi Hendrix? Can you teach me that? I like your riff better than mine. What's my dream setup? An entire wall of line 6. I'd rather listen to mindless shredding over passion and feel any day. My neighbors love listening to me play. I personally like Rust Repose more than Daddy Rock. I personally never drink when I write. I think that the best songs are written by sober people. You know?
Oh yeah.
No one's ever told me to come to Brazil.
That's what guitarists say.
Acoustic is so much better than electric. I practice way more than I complain. Stevie Ray Vaughan had no soul. Rush sucks. Led Zeppelin sucks. Motorhead sucks. Who is John Petrucci? Jared Dines is way better than Rob Scallon. Doesn't my playing sound like shit? Did you learn guitar to get girls? Because I sure as hell did not. If you ever want to use my gear for a show, just ask. You can use it whenever you want. Did you know that sweet picking is the pinnacle of musicianship? I much prefer Ted Nugent's political stance over his guitar playing. So Gibson has been making some really intelligent business moves lately. Watching good guitar players doesn't demotivate me. Steve Vai is overrated. Sean Lane is overrated. Randy Rhoads is overrated. Well, he was. You know the guitarist who has the best hair? Michelangelo Badio. Did you know that Gene Simmons invented the devil horns? Look it up. It's true. I've actually never learned Smoke on the Water. Can you believe it? I think my favorite thing about being a guitarist is changing strings on a Floyd Rose. I should have played bass.
I've been thinking that you solo too much in our songs.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, goodness. Jared cracks me up. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with everybody real quick. So, getting into GoLand again. Doing some slow coding. Hello, Cuskaman. How are you? And yes, hello again. Da-da-da-da. Ah, cool. Let's hear. Okay, so twits, and then let's go. Let me. Where's the repo? Zoop. Oh, didn't. Zoop. There it goes. God, I really can't type today. All sorts of crazy nonsense. Yep, thanks. Conference, whatever. Twits. Shoes. Oh, where do I get it? Is it on your, is it on a branch? Is it on a fork? Is it on a... On my branch. This one? The Dockerized branch? Cool. Let's see here. Oh, let's see. I changed to modules, right? Yeah, we had modules going on. So they should be in here. Yep, there it is. Twits. Get branch. Oh, what am I on? Oh, I'm on master. Okay, so get, checkout, Dockerize. What? Oh. Ah! What did I do? I don't even... whatever. And lots of changes. Okay. want to do that. Lots of changes. Oh, I'm still typing the wrong freaking thing. Git add lots changes. What am I? Oh, no, I did that wrong. What? Okay. Check out Dockerize. Okay, there we go. Git pull origin Dockerize. What? Yeah, I don't have git flow. But what maybe there's the Docker compose. Sweet. It's under 3. What is this? Nope. Add to module. No. Okay, cool. So you got the ports, restart always. Yeah, that sounds good. Volumes, that stuff. IP address. Sweet. 172.2.05. Is that what we... Oh, I mean, we might need them at some point, so might as well have them in there. I mean, since it's spinning up for, to test and everything. Networks, default, IPAM, driver, default. Is this... Oh, yeah, okay. So now I can do just Docker compose up, right? Oh, let me make sure what I have running. Okay, Docker stop. Docker remove. Oops, Docker remove. There we go. And okay, cool. So now Docker. Oh yeah, I wanted to check network too, just to see what I have running in there, right? So nothing specific. Now Docker compose up -d. Oh, I need to install it? That's hilarious. Sudo apt-get install Docker. I didn't know I didn't even have it installed on this machine. What do I have in here? Oh yeah, so in here I had this IP, but this is changing it to this one. Oh, because you're keeping it on the default network. I gotcha. Yeah, Docker Compose is freaking awesome. Hey, Lily. Hey, where'd you get that emoji? That's a cute emoji. I like that. Let's remove this one, and let's remove this one. I'm gonna reconnect to it once I get it set up. Oh yeah, I follow Insta Fluff. It's the Fluff. It's the best. So good. All right. So, oops. So Customin added Docker Compose support for the project, Lily, and we're just dorking around with that. It is kind of a gopher. Or a squirrel, right? A gopher or a squirrel? Oh no! Error. Address already in use. Oh, do I have? Now let's see. I'm glad I remembered that. Well, that's the important port for Cassandra though. That's the connective port. I guess I had a local instance of Cassandra running. I totally had no idea. Oh, jeez. Let's see, compose. Yeah, no, that's cool. I want to keep it on 9042 because that makes sense for Cassandra since that's the default port for a Cassandra node. All right. Well, kick ass. That means we have stuff, huh? Yay! Look at there. Twits Cassie 1. So then, based on that, let's do a little bit of remapping here. So I'm going to take this and copy it. We'll do Apache Cassandra. We'll do a port with this thing. Yeah, I can see the port here. It defaults to 9042 there. So we should get a good connection. All right, and we do. So that's cool. So now we can run. Let's hear this up says working against this IP. And this stuff. So wait, did I have, so I installed the Migrate, the Go CQL, or the Go Migrate tool on here. Oh, nice. It's a really good freaking skill to have, that's for sure. Yeah, okay, so it's what? Yeah. So Migrate is installed, as you can see here. And this is our stuff. So we need this now. Run that against this bit. Cool. So then, oh, I bet the root thing has this now. So let's do, I know what I need to do. Okay. So that's all working. Git checkout master, git branch dot solve. Oops. We can get that merged in. Do you think a makefile could? Well, the problem that I've been having with automation of the CQL shell is that I have to run it manually because it ends up in conflicts on some operating systems, like with its version, which is super annoying when I'm trying to automate something. But for one, my migration tool that I'm writing in C# will fix that. We can use it. But for now, I'm using the Go Migrate, which does not do an inception key space. Or maybe I do need to just add that to the key space. Let's try that. So we're going to take that out here. Yeah, so there's where I've updated that. And we'll take out these CQLSH bits. And then decimate, yep, and then this. That needs to be added to, let's see here, the create table. Table up, yeah. So let's add that here. Create key space if not exists. Yep, that's it. So create key space if not exists. And then we'll do with replication. All right. And then on down, we need drop table, and then we'll just do a drop key space twits. Really? No worries. You can pick it up. You got all that Docker stuff figured out. You can pick up SQL or CQL. This is CQL for Cassandra query language, which is distinctively different than a lot of SQL because, for example, Cassandra doesn't have joins because it's distributed and dramatically higher scale. By removing joins, you can put data ad infinitum in the database pretty much and actually get queries out of it in a reasonable amount of time. However, that does add the complications of denormalizing data versus a relational database. However, having normalized data in a relational database also poses its own problems. It's one of those things. So CQL doesn't have joins, but it's basically the same as SQL in other contexts. And that's what I'm using for this migration stuff here. So we'll do drop table. See now, so here's the problem. Maybe that'll work. Let's keep that in there and we'll give it a go. And that's your decimate, drop key space. Yep, that's what I wanted. So these are going away. Boom. All right, so that's all that stuff. Clear, get status. Oops. Fixing the key space for the migrate process. Oops. Schema migrate process. Yeah, that's often what you end up with. I'll be talking a lot more about that stuff in the coming days as I dig more into Cassandra. Some of the stuff, I mean, it's really interesting stuff. Yeah. Are you writing in Go or C#? All right, there's our push for that. Oh, JavaScript. Yeah. Okay. You said that earlier. Just me losing my mind. That's all. Oh, cool. So let me remove twits executable. I went in there anyway. And then get branch. Then get merge dockerize. Ah! Oh, just this silly YAML. Come on, there we go. Okay, so we got key space twits, Cassie. Oh, okay, so you updated that. Cool. Good call. And then let's go back to text. Yeah. All right, there we go. Now, what is the next thing? Test real quick. Oh, I'm spiking out on the mic. Y'all should scream at me whenever I'm spiking on the mic. I don't need to be that loud. That's crazy talk. It's written in Java Prisma. Let's see. Let's pull it up real quick. I want to take a look at it. What is this? Prisma JavaScript stuff? Is this it? I gotta get a different setup for that, right? I gotta get the thing where it's like you can talk in the right side and everything. Who's that person on Twitch that made that like crazy blow up? I forget what her name is. It's kind of a little funny. Like I'm not sure. Like she's gonna blow up a building or something one day. Freaking out. I mean, obviously that's not gonna happen, but yeah. Yeah, I wonder if I can actually do ASMR with like surround sound 7.1 and how many mics I would need for that. Do I need 7 mics? Because it's 7 points. That would be strange, to say the least. Yeah. So yeah, Prisma. Is this the Prisma there, Customer, that you were talking about? This stuff? Traditional owners, some says. Let's go back to. Is it this? Yeah, Prisma. Oh, it's a GraphQL API layer. Sweet. Declarative migrations and data modeling. Oh, interesting. Coming soon. So they have Cassandra coming soon. Yeah, that's cool. Auto-generated and type-safe database client. Okay. I could be a fan of that. I might have to reach out to them and see what the deal is with their stuff. REST API. Sample REST API server in JavaScript. And Flow and Go. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for pointing me to this, Customer. I think that I will very definitely give this a much, much closer look. Database microservice, auto-generated database service client. Supports gRPC, Thrift, Swagger, Open API. Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. You got to have that stuff. It's like an awesome default. So introspect schema. So it pulls from the database, the schema, to take a look and then build out yourself something for your client. Cool. I will definitely reach out and let you know. Speaking of that, I believe both of you got some cards on the way. I know Lily sent me details to send. Those are going out. They should either go out tonight or tomorrow morning. Cause I finally did it. Got a little. Okay, I'll admit I just got distracted and completely forgot what I was doing. But anyway, they'd been sitting there on my coffee table in the office, and finally I was like, "Oh shit, they're sitting right there. I gotta send these." So got the addresses, and they should be on the way soonish. Dropped them off a little earlier. So sorry about that. It's getting done, though. I never gave an ETA, right? All right, so we'll look at that much more. That looks awesome. Who's their people? Slack forum, ETH community forum. So I'm curious who's they're working with and everything, and who's on their team. Like, do they have a developer advocate team? Do they have somebody else working with them? Because what I would like to do is get synced up and make sure they're there's some Postgres. Make sure they're getting good Cassandra support. What's this showing? Come and meet the community. Participate in stuff. Hey, Vietnamese stuff there. That's cool. I think that's what that is. Staying in the cloud. That would make sense. Oh, I have to. Duh. There we go. Oh yeah, let me do Oh, no, I did it out of order. Yeah, burn it, whatever. Give a conference talk, write a tutorial. Alright, that's cool stuff. So they got a YouTube? Oh yeah, they got a YouTube, GitHub, Twitter. Oh, that's the mail to. I don't need the mail to. Oh, it doesn't exist? Why? No? Okay. So their YouTube channel doesn't exist. Multiple instances of Prisma. Yeah. We get that. We can get that sorted. I'm sure there's a good way to hack at it and get it figured out. Because like with a lot of ORMs anyway, when you have to set up the configuration to either be available in some way or polymorph in some way between dev, test, prod, etc., so that it connects to the correct connection, right? And with the ORM, that needs mutated just like the configuration connection does. Point to a particular database, point to a specific reference implementation, and it needs to mutate accordingly also with the migration, because like it says it does the migration, that needs to be assured to be in sync with the version that you are attempting to use. So lots of stuff going on there. I'm curious. So yeah, I'll look at that some more. That's definitely something I'm going to look at. So San Francisco and Berlin. That's your, oh, that's Prisma. I don't know if I want to follow them yet. Because I'm already bombarded all the time with enough junk. Forum looks good. How to architect. Yeah, I'll come back to this with my own stuff. Yeah, that's in reference to our political situation. I had asked earlier the Vicky Brasser, VM, was saying, you know, whenever somebody says thought leader, we're pretty much like, oh God, not again. One of these trifling, nonsensical things. So I asked, like, what else comes up on the radar besides thought leader? That's just kind of a shit statement. Doesn't really mean a lot. It can't be self-declarative because you can't go around and say, well, I'm a thought leader because I say smart things and have thoughts that lead people. Like, you don't do that. That's such a douchebag thing to do. Obviously, though, some people in the industry didn't seem to get that memo that you don't self-declare yourself something like that. You know, you don't self-declare genius. You don't self-declare, I don't know, whatever. There's a whole host of things. But, yeah, people have been coming back at me with interesting bits. Like, what was that one that Ken just said? Like, general practice? No, good. Best practice. Best practice. What is your best practice? I get what he's saying, because it's like, it's always preloaded with a bunch of stuff. Oh, influencer. Let's hear. I bet that's... Jeff. He's the lead on the Data Stacks DevRel crew of us advocates. And he said influencers, so spot on. And I think, oh yeah, and Elizabeth said influencer. She's, I think, over in, New York or London? Oh, SF Bay Area in Philadelphia. She knows her train stuff. And then what else? I know there was some other good ones here. Oh, let's unpack that. I was confused when Chad said that, but then I realized that he meant like that actual statement. Let's unpack that. Hey, it's Chris, the thought leader. I was leading my thoughts one day, I left them in the park bench. I think they fell over the cliff, got ran over by the railroad. Pretty sure, even. Oh, jeez. I also got confused by this new relevant people thing here that Twitter does for us. Yeah. So relevant people in this conversation, me. Why does it put me on the conversation? That is like completely wasted space. I don't get that. And then if it gets bigger, like let's see here, where is something else? I bet. Oh yeah, here there's gonna be at least 3 people there. So now I'm in the middle because I was a commentor, but then there's Dan and Swarna. It's like why is it telling me that I'm important to this conversation? That seems silly. Yeah, it's my own conversation. Exactly. That's the point. That's what I mean. It's like I know I'm in the conversation. That's why I clicked on it. Oh, Twitter. You know, just to I'm gonna rant for a minute here. So let's go in the Wayback Machine. I was having some drinks at a German pub in South Lake Union years ago after meetup at AWS, matter of fact. There was a bunch of people there from Twitter. This is when Twitter was not that many people, let's say. I don't know, 2,000 something. Anyway, these people from Twitter had showed up, and we're talking about their data and how they store their data and how they don't manage their data integrity and how they do manage their data correlations or sort of relationships between other data. And ever since that conversation, this was back when they had fail whales a lot too. I don't know if you remember the fail whale with had a little spout. It was spewing water up out of its spout or squirting water up out of its spout, whatever you say. And anyway, they were basically saying that they had no focus on actual data integrity. They were saying all they're worried about is getting as much of it as possible and shoving it into one place or another for retrieval in some way, form, or manner. Now, what I thought was interesting about this is, one, they were doing really close to 1 billion a day, 1 billion tweets a day. Now it's way past 1 billion. It's billions and billions and billions a day. And what I found intriguing was at the time, the stated issues that Twitter was having, the stated issues with their growth that they were having, could have been solved with various distributed database stores and other sources in a much better way than they were doing it. And I knew this because I had already solved pretty much all the problems that they were talking about. I shouldn't say that's completely disingenuous. I had worked on a team that had solved over the years many of the problems that they have and that they currently have with data storage, data retrieval, data correlations, et cetera, et cetera. And we'd been years into having solved the problem. And even with their volume today, we had solved the problem. And that was when I had worked at Web Trends doing web analytics. And it still perplexes me that they have so many damn problems with their data and they do so many weird things like this that shouldn't be such a tumultuous effort. But I digress. They haven't figured out their machine learning to clean up the Nazis either, but that's a whole different issue. Just can't get to it. Same with Facebook is the same boat. But both have got it where at least they don't really just tank data via the technology. If they lose data or tank or blow up or anything, any other stuff, it's because something got mismanaged, right? Like it wasn't run right. Something was lost because somebody clicked a button or ran the wrong command or whatever. But yeah, it's a nutty thing. Ever since I had that conversation years and years and years ago, I just look back on it and I can't help but think, like, why do a lot of these problems still exist when a number of companies have actually solved various volume issues like that? I know New Relic does like 30 billion records a month or whatever. So yeah, I don't know, whatever. And that data is way bigger. New Relic does log data and everything, right? So like, let's just look at the website real quick. What do they even call themselves nowadays? Instrumentation, instrumentation company or something like that. But yeah, it's logging and data instrumentation and all that jazz. It's good stuff. I've used it a bunch. I've worked with them on all sorts of projects. It's a solid company. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, they'd solve the problems. I don't know what Twitter's doing, but I digress. Enough rant. All right, so I was looking at Prisma. That's a to-do thing. I'm gonna actually use this drag onto the desktop feature here. Did it go? Oh, there it went. Okay. And then also, with everybody here, I'm very curious about what everybody's opinion is about WebEx, I think is what it is. Yes. Oh, look, it went to mobile view. But anyway, let's go out of here. Have you used WebEx? Do you know anybody that has used WebEx? I'd be very curious to know, as I intend to sit down and like build out some things with it and see what I get. But I would like to have some insight in what to try out, etc. So if you know anybody that's used it, or if you have used it, I would love to know your opinion on it and what you haven't done with it, etc. So, yeah, much appreciated. So if they've used it, I would love to know what their take is on it. So, whoops, what did I just do? Oh, I moved the thing in there. So I'm going to put that over here. Then, don't need that. Prisma. Oh, I want to look at the blog some more. Oh, we'll come back to the IO. Here we go. All right, so back to Twits. So we got, thank you, Cuskaman, for the Docker bits. That's awesome. Oh, shoot. Did you put in a PR for those? Because I just merged the branch and shoved it in via my own stuff. Whoops. Gonna have to give you a shout out in the docs. Does not matter? Okay. If you say so. I just want to give you props for, doing stuff. Yeah, it does look like would be good for admin dashboards. One of the things that I've done in the past for admin dashboards is I roll on out to Theme Forest and I pick one up here. Because, like, what is it? HTML. Oh, what is it I usually do? I don't know. All items. Let's just do in there. Top authors. There used to be a category. Oh yeah, admin templates. And most of these look pretty nice. Right, let's go look at one. Convex admin with Bootstrap 4. Has Angular. So you kind of have to pick it based on what you want to use too. But the interfaces, they're all nicely put together and everything. And usually I don't want to, like if I just want to get something done, I go ahead and grab me a admin interface and put something together for somebody. Takes like maybe an hour to get it kind of set up the way I want it. And then from there I can just build the back end primarily and focus on that and then hack the Angular or hack the React or whatever they have on the front end. It's better than me trying to build it from scratch, that's for sure. Take me forever to do it. Well, whenever you're looking for work, Cuskaman, give me a holler. I know a few people I can put you in touch with. Let's see. So pass. Got that. So okay. So we got the Docker in there. Oh yeah. Let's go look at the issues here. Add script support to call migrate to doc. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Was there a way to execute a command post facto? Oh yeah, it's a valid point, Cuskaman. you definitely get to run into a lot of the day-to-day concerns that you wouldn't if you were remote. I mean, especially if you're just starting out, helps to be able to pair up with somebody or team up with somebody, jump in a conference room or something, work together a little bit. Even in that sense, give me a holler when you're like full on really looking. It doesn't matter if you're looking in Poland or France or Germany or the US or Canada. I think all those places I have contacts. Oh yeah, Britain. I know people in Britain. Whatever you want to call it. England, the United Kingdom. Oh yeah, well, I tell you what, if y'all found a remote job, like the one I have at DataStax, or like some of the other companies that are fully remote, it's a completely different situation, right? And what you can do is, like they provide an amount of money or whatever to get a membership at a co-working space, or they have co-working spaces that they have a membership with already. So like what we have a membership with is WeWork. So I can go to any WeWork and just, co-work with other people in the space. And that actually makes it super easy to, one, not be isolated from humans. If you want to not be isolated from humans. Sometimes I go hang out with people. Sometimes I like to just sit by myself and work on stuff. In some places, it also means that you're surrounded by a lot of technical people anyway, which is very beneficial. Like, for example, Portland, Seattle, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose. You're going to be surrounded by technical people. Same thing in New York, Chicago. A lot of big cities have a lot of technical people. In Poland, if you're in Krakow or Warsaw, there'd be a lot of technical people there in the co-working places too. I spent a month in Krakow, and it was freaking awesome. Like, basically all I did was drink coffee. They got some great coffee there. And hung out, biked around their like bike infrastructure and stuff like that, hung out by the river and just would shoot the shit with local people there in the community. And it was really, oh yeah, I tell you, Krakow it's nice. It's a little weird during the wintertime because like the old people burn all their trash still. The city's been trying to get people to stop doing that shit, but they still do it. I don't know what the deal is. It reminds me of the South. But yeah, so like that's a really good option, is to, if you can get a remote job, get the remote job, and then get a co-working space and work out of the co-working space. That gives you basically 95% of what you're going to get at an office without the negativity of an office. So what I mean by negativity is if you go into an office, you get indoctrinated to a particular style of communication, which is detrimental to working remotely, and also, I would argue, somewhat detrimental to effective communication. Not that people mean to, but by verbally communicating around, like, for instance, the water bottle or whatever that saying is, the water cooler, you communicate in a way that you exclude people that aren't around the water cooler. So if you do have some remote people or some people that are in other parts of the office, you still have very exclusionary communication methods that can be learned, which are a problem. If you're remote and the whole company, emphasis on the whole company is remote, then you either A, never learn those, or B, you'll have to unlearn them so that you can effectively communicate in a remote first type of way. Some big companies have a lot of pains around that too, because as they try to communicate more effectively, like let's say Microsoft or Google, they use video chat and stuff like that, but they still have all these hallway conversations, which do not, it's as much a negative as it is a positive. Sure, it can be fun, whatever, but if you're having a hallway conversation, you're extracted from having record of the conversation. It introduces situations where maybe somebody won't recall what was said correctly or whatever. But if you're in Slack, if you're in video chat, if you're communicating that way all the time, you can make record of it. It's easier to make sure that communication is on point and specific to what you need. And over time, I promise it makes a lot more sense to do it that way than to be in office because of those bad habits that come up. But, what is this? Big car, it's kind of car parts. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I think Krakow's getting better about it. I mean, this is an American saying this, so, you know, I was just going to say the biking infrastructure and the transit in Krakow is amazing. For Europe, it's decent, you know. It's not like the best. But like I walked everywhere, biked everywhere, and took the tram. That's what I did in Krakow. And I took the overnight to Prague just for fun. And then they have the 200 kilometer, 200 kph train from Krakow to Warsaw, which gives you another little quick flight out of town, you know, if you just want to go do something kind of cheap. And yeah, if you can get a remote job and work out of Krakow, it is crazy cheap. You could make, like, if you get a job with a startup in San Francisco and they literally paid you like 1/3 or 1/4 the amount of money that they pay someone in San Francisco, you would live like a king in Krakow. Yeah, it's pretty wild, the difference. I kind of wanted to stay longer, but I didn't. I came back to the States. And, yep. Yeah, West Coast money. Hell, making West Coast money and living in the middle of the U.S. is even a pretty sweet deal. But living in Eastern Europe where it's even less expensive, oh, my God. You can eat like 20 times a day, and, you know, you could get a house the size of like a castle, or I guess you could buy a castle probably. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, it depends on what you want to do. Startups, you're going to learn a lot more breadth. And in a corporation, you'll probably get to hone in and focus on a very specific space more than the breadth of things. I would almost say do about 1.5 years at one and then do 1.5 years at the other and then kind of pick. That's what I did. And I've kind of bounced back and forth a little bit over the years. And then I ended up doing contracting, where I ended up working for startups and corporations, large corporations at the same time. But yeah, so, all right, what was I doing? Oh yeah, so the Docker support, add Docker support here. Okay. There we go. Boom. So how do you do the... Yeah, there we go. And he... Oh yeah, a lot of enterprises, they don't even use GraphQL yet. Like they're not even there at all. They're still like slinging truckloads of SQL or something. I mean, you can find large corporations doing that, but it's by no means like a common, it's nowhere near as common as, say, SQL for databases. That's like, it's freaking everywhere. All right, so that's done. And then create makefile for build commands. Okay, so you're going to work on that whenever. Or did you say you had something for that already? Oh, and I think I did that yesterday. Did this yesterday. But another refactor is probably coming soon to a Code file near you. Such a dork. Print. Yeah, I don't know if I'm not doing that right now. I like refactoring too. I like doing that sometimes more than I actually like creating new stuff. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah. So how do you? Let's see here. Docker compose execute local command. Yeah, like I don't want to run. Oh, I know what I need to do. Yeah. Actually, let's take a look at that. Yeah, so we have up. Yeah, all right. So instead of this. Oh, wait. So we'll do starting Docker environment, container environment. And then the IP was I don't really need. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll take. Yeah, I wonder if I can pass in a parameter to the Docker compose. Fiddle with that in a minute. So this though, I'm going to do that, and then we're going to run. Yeah, so Docker compose should get up and running. Then it says working against this, starting Apache Cassandra migrations. So then theoretically, it's your migrate source file Cassandra. And then take that, and I'm going to run it manually here for a second. Let's do that. What? Oh yeah, it's from the root it would be schema migrations, Cassandra. Oh, actually, let's. Did I just lose my keyboard? I feel like I lost my keyboard. All right, cool. We all be here, Lily. Oh my Docker container. I don't know what happened down here then. There we go. Let's do that. Okay. So it's in the queue. So let's change this to schema migrations. Or actually, let's change it to migrations. So I'm going to pull all these down to here. Whoops. And then rename this to, where is it? Edit, refactor. Oh yeah, rename to migrations. Oh yeah, okay. So we'll change this to Migrations 2, right? No, wait. Oh yeah, we'll do this. Ta-da! Alright. Oh, do refactor. Rerun search. Do refactor. Okay. I got confused, so we'll say migrations. There we go. Alright. So now that should make everything work. So let's do a down. Let's make sure we have our down ready. Maybe have our down ready. Where's our down? There's our down. So down is correct. Oh, we need to fix the IP. Yeah, and really this needs to be a makefile, so that'd be perfect to do. Or I should say not to do. That should be a good task to do, to build a makefile for this process, which I currently obviously have in Bash. So this is, oh yeah, so let's just say, well, when I go Docker compose down, yeah, we want to take down that and then Docker compose down. Is that the right command? I think that's the command. I'm not 100% sure. Compose down. It is down. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Perfecto. So does it destroy that container? So it looks like it. Okay. So really what I could do is I could just take this. Actually, I'm going to leave this like this because I want to, like, if I want to take the migration down, I do that. But up, I idempotently run up, right? And it'll just run the migration again. So if I run up like this, all right, so that's starting all that stuff. What? Oh, I need a pause in there. Well, and the Docker compose just needs to be separate then, actually. I wonder if there's a way to check and then just say don't do this particular thing. Oh yeah, I gotta do this. Oh, you gotta designate a key space? See, that's the problem. This migrate tool doesn't build the key space. Which means, again, like I have to run this separately to get the key space. Then I can run the migration. Oh, whoops, yeah, of course. See, but then I can't have the migration in there, right? Do I need to put? Let's take out the key space. I'll take this. I guess I do need one file then to do inception. We'll get that out of here then. No, that should be okay, I think. Because the key space doesn't exist. We'd have to roll it. Oh, we'd have to roll it with the key space. Like we'd have to roll a custom image is what we would have to do with the key space created. This one you're talking about? Well, let me commit that real quick. So, working on getting the migrations to work in a seamless way. Wait, what's conflicted here? Oh, is that what's up with the Cassandra directory? Yeah. Oops. Hey, I just made the Inception directory though. That'll work. So maybe. Oh, there's your make file. Oh, can you do a make? Ha! How do I do the other one? Make Cassie stop. Make Cassie run. I love it. Love it. So I wonder how to get that key space in there. I'm thinking of baking it into the container, but I kind of want to leave the container as just the default empty thing. I will. It's fine now though, as it is. Yeah, it's a weird bit. I know what you're talking about, but it won't affect what I'm doing right now, so that's fine. All right, so you got that in there, got the make file in there. So the make file, can I do, and then go build? Will that work? Ha! Look at that, that's freaking beautiful, y'all. There's the executable right there. So maybe, what is it? Dash. I forgot what the command is. Let's hear. Let's go build command. Right, and then well, now let's go build dash O. Is dash O the command? I'm trying to think of what it gives it the name. I think it is that. I'm just gonna type it in there. Yeah, so if I did like this, just to make sure it's actually naming it. Yep, there it is, Twitza. And I'm just gonna let it be named Twits. All right, we'll call that done for now. So with the make, oh, and then yeah, I guess I could do, maybe I do, should the migrate go in here? So that's in there. Can I put in a variable? Oh, and let's rename this. Let's call it migrate up. Because then we can use that on a regular basis. This is migrate down. There we go. So this, yeah, migrate down. Yeah. Okay. And this, oh yeah, this actually needs to be migrations. There we go. All right. I can ask around, see what's up, because I mean, it's possible. I can't make any promises, but I'll definitely ask around. What city do you live in now? I mean, you don't have to tell me online, but I was just curious. Oh, yeah, you already said that. God, my attention span is so short sometimes. Durr. How do you say that? Melech? Melech? Something like that. All right, so then get status. So make Cassie stop. Right? Yeah, Docker compose down. So then if I say make, should get Cassie launched, and then oh, did I not change the up here? I don't know why I keep doing that. Oh, so I can't do... So I can't put this in there. But I can leave the build in there. The build will work. Oh yeah, because it didn't. Yeah, I have to look at that. See how it would put that in there. So that's up, and this is down though. So those are ready. So we can just do. It's your make Cassie stop, and then we do make. Gotta bring Cassie back up. There we go, and then do the build. There's our twits. So twits, and then twits parse, cool beans, it's in there, starting text export list. So then if we do tweeters, there is our list, right? Yep, there's our list, okay. So that's in there. And then, actually get rid of that. And then we can do migrate. Oh yeah, let's hear migrate up. What? Oh yeah, I still gotta, I don't know where to automate the key space creation. Damn it. Oh yeah, so if I go back over here. There we go, okay. TTF. Oh yeah, I'll give it a shot a little later. All right, so that put that stuff in there. So then if we go over here, of course this, I don't understand the connection here, but anyway, data stores, Apache Cassandra. So we'll go back in and we'll add the IP. So 172.22.0.5/twits, add the key space there. Oops, add the key space down here. Ruby on Rails has lost a lot of its popularity over the years. The last couple years specifically, like 3, 4, 5 years. It was for a while gaining massive traction. And there's still a lot of companies that use it, but I don't think it's growing. I think it's just kind of, it's at the level that it's at. I feel like that's the case with a lot of things these days. And ironically, it feels like, from what I hear, a lot of startups are actually using things like Node.js, Java, and even heaven forbid C# and .NET sometimes, which is tripping me out because it seemed like .NET was on just a crash course with a lack of usage for a while, but that's where a lot of startups are going these days. Is Node.js, I guess a lot of stuff in Python. What else? There's still a fair amount of startups that use PHP, but PHP startups usually don't pay crap. Like, you got to really fight to get a PHP gig that pays well. Most of the PHP gigs are just bottom dollar gigs. I mean, they try to pay people minimum wage and crap to do programming. It's just, that ain't even kosher. Oh yeah. Well, like you can definitely get a gig doing it. Elixir definitely pops up, but I don't think it's been a large volume of companies adopting it or anything. It's a freaking crazy powerful language, being that it's written to run off of Erlang, and Erlang is something special. It should be used more for a lot of the stuff that's being built these days. I don't really know why it's not. It's kind of frustrating that it's not. So what was I doing? Yeah, that kind of seems to be the path, because you get a dramatically more powerful base and language with Elixir. And you get the familiar syntax of Ruby with Elixir, right? Don't worry, I know what you mean. Status. Okay, let's add that. Adding the migrate up and migrate down scripts to simplify doing so. Yes, okay, so that stuff's there. Let's go into configurations, and we're going to knock out these 2 bits. Oh, and let's do, I think there's a make. No, oh, here it is. Make file. Make file is right here. It looks like it has a Mickey Mouse head on the logo. That's kind of funny. Okay. Let's call it make. And targets, arguments. Nice. Okay, so make, build. So then we're gonna get bash. Oh yeah, let's see here. Up. Migrate up. Let's migrate up. And then, what do you mean error? Oh, interpreter path. Bash. No? Oh, where is it? Ben dot bash. Aha, there it is. Use the default and boom, it works. Okay, and then let's do the next one. Actually, let's duplicate that one. And then I wonder if I can do run a file. Oh, there's Docker Compose. Let's do it. Let's see what that does. Server Docker. compose files. There it is. Sweet. That's awesome. So that gives us the go builds, the make file, which does the Docker stuff really. Docker standalone. And we got the bash migrate up, migrate down. So I wonder if like what I want to do is can't read. Yeah, I can't read shebang. It'll put one in though, which is kind of funny. What I want to do here though is execute a file. Guess it's not really gonna let me do that though. I just have to come in here and run file. Actually, let's go see about plugins. Settings. Where are plugins? I don't know where plugins are. Plugins. There we go. Plugins. Let's see about. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Let's see here. Run file. Run robot framework. No. No. Eclipse actions. Why am I using Eclipse in here? This is a file. Oh, maybe I can just do run. See, oops. Run database script. Oh, I wonder if. No, damn it. Okay. Just make file. I wonder if the I don't know. This is kind of an unnecessarily complicated issue. Oh, I'm hitting my 5 p.m. here, or my more specifically 1700. I.e., it's dinner time. Oh, we'll work on that later. So we got a lot done, though, integrating all this stuff. Thank you again, Customan, for the make file and the Docker compose. We got a migrate up script that's more specific to the migrate now, based on the Docker compose bringing up things and putting it back down. One thing we might want to do, too, in the near future is actually make it start up and run a cluster, which we may do, like have it run a 3-node cluster, and then we can actually do more specific migration tests, because a lot of the schema and the way you would run stuff against the schema is inherent to the way data would be within the clusters, the nodes of the cluster. So that I don't doubt it one bit. Thanks for fighting through that. This is one reason why I haven't done Docker Compose that much, is just because the docs are usually like I go in there and nope, it ain't working right for me. So let's see here. What do we need to get in there and do next time? Oh, did I close the GitHub browser? I guess I did. Let's open up issues again. Get back in there. Let's see, back to Twits, issues. Feature request. Let's do one that says make the make file possibly execute a 3-node cluster for Cassandra. Just for fun. Not a total requisite. Provide another make file option to alternatively make a 3-node Docker cluster of Apache Cassandra instead of just the singular node. Let's see, a good first issue. If somebody knows their Cassandra, I could do that. And then let's see here, the other thing I wanted to do a feature request. Get actually let's see here. Get so with the records in the database, in the Cassandra database, I want to be able to get a list of accounts in the database. Accounts that are stored in the database. Actually, let's see here. Do set up a map of commands for working against the database data. Set up commands that map accordingly to the database. Okay. So like we'd have a twits db maybe we do a switch. We'll do db and then say Twitter. Would prospectively get all of the Twitter accounts and list them to console. And then let's say twits db Twitter well actually Twitter db Twitter oh yeah, let's do Instagram. Would prospectively get all the Instagram accounts and list them to console. And then we want to oh yeah, let's do a twits db add. Let's do Twitter and add account name. Would go to Twitter, get the account, and add the account with all the collected details. DB Twitter get tweets. Would get the latest tweets from the users in the database by 5 to 10 users at a time with 3 to 5 second intervals between retrieval of those tweets. Add more as ideas come up and add issues per idea. This issue should act as a parent issue item for tracking against. There we go. I do have a mechanical keyboard. Is it noisy? All right, and then the other thing I want to do is kind of not a bug report, but feature request. And it's refactor existing commands under a, how would you do it? Files sub command structure. So organize the existing parse from file, read, and insert in Cassandra from file and related file manipulations and commands under a sub-command such as shown below. So the twits, file, parse, read out the contents and print to console. And like twits, file, parse, export, so we'll do file name .txt, read out and export contents parsed from file to another file with the passed in parameter name. Twits file Cassie takes, counts, and writes / inserts them into the configured Apache Cassandra database. Oops. And I guess this is an enhancement too, because some of this is already working. This should act as a parent issue with sub issues created for working through adding individual ideas of this feature. All right. Right. Oh, okay, so let's see here. Who should we raid? We're a few minutes after dinner time here, so I need to go eat. And I am curious who out there is hacking. Chris Biscardi is hacking.
To everyone that said you guys were
Jitspo is hacking. Let's see what they're all working on. Do Right is happening. Tin Budette, Lena Lux. So let's take a gander. So there's Lena Lux working on a game, which is what she does. Then Timbode is working on leaderboards. Looks like maybe gameplay. Oh, some C++. Do Right is working on. I don't know what this is. Define. Is this Python? Yeah, Python. He's working on some Python. Chris is working on some Gatsby data abstractions in JavaScript. Jitspo, with his awesome mustache, is working on a game in Blender with the Godot engine, or the Godot engine. I don't even know how you say that, actually. He's fun to watch. Your vote is Gatsby. Okay. I think that might be the winning option here. So I am going to bow out here, begin the outro, and join the raid. I will kick that off here in just a second. Thanks for joining. In the meantime, everybody, happy thrashing code. Catch you next time. Here we go. It is raid time.